The next stage is stage 34, which is to build the air tanks and switch box for the right hand side of the chassis. There's a number of parts that need painting, so I thought I'd look ahead for the next 3 or 4 sections, because it's easier to just paint a few items together rather than just do 1 or 2 and then go back again and do another few. So I've looked forward as far as stage 40 and painted all of the parts. I'm just looking in the, you'll not see most of them because they're just off the side of the camera, but there are in the order of about 20 odd parts just lying down this side here, ready to do these. I need to give thought to the electrics for switching on and off the beer unit, which is that one, the standby cable, fitting the switch for the boom control, and fitting my USB socket for the beer system. And what I'd like to do is I'm going to fit them inside the switch box, which if you were fitting an MFC you may be familiar with, would normally go in there, and then the door goes on the front somewhere down here like so. So I thought, well, I'm not fitting the MFC unit, so why don't I fit these 3 items in here, which would be quite neat. They will sit on the, you can't see the truck over there, this panel here fits here like so. The wire from the actuator unit is easily long enough to reach there, and the other 2 wires for the beer unit, which are going to be situated here. So that's actually an ideal place. So let's just put that back. What I decided to do was to make a little plastic piece here, and I've just sprayed the front of it. I just measured the gap that those 2 rails are in and made a piece of plastic that will fit in there like so. I've put a right angle on it because I can glue that down, which will give it some rigidity. That hole there will be for the USB unit, which will stand proud of it by about that much but not foul the door. That allows it to fit in the back, and then the other 2 holes I've made are for the other 2 switches, and I've made that the right length so that it'll fit inside there. So I just thought I'd show you that up front, because it's going to take me time to just assemble that little bit, which is not part of 34. So we'll take it from there, see how we get on. Right, I'm going to start on stage 34 then. This is the main base plate that we need, and I've got to put these 2 tanks, one on the top and one on the bottom. Okie dokie. The way these go together is my understanding is that will fit on there. Away with those. This one is going to go with that towards the back. It's a daisy. I've just mixed all my screws up, which I just kept separate. Okay. These need the MC3 2x8s, which are those quite long ones there. Touch fiddly. Is that correct? Because that one stands proud of the other one quite a way. Appears to be the case. And the screw holes are fixed, so I can't do much about that. There you go. One to stand proud of the other, it seems. Magnet. Hey, these are fun. I have to keep this separate in the bottom of the box. You see, everything sticks to it, including my scissors. There we go. One magnet. Very strong it is too. That little fella is going in there. And we then use two MA9 washers. It's these two here. And two ME6s, which are the little black ones. Right. This is always fun, because as fast as you try and put the screw in, the magnet pulls it. Let's see how we get on, shall we? We did okay with that one. See if we can do this one the same. Yes. Tries to take it off here, it does. There we go. Just get that. Get that washer over as far to the left as I can to cover the magnet. So that's all that holds it. There we go. That's better. Just to hold the magnet in place for the door to latch against. That's that part done. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute while I try and figure out a way of getting this off here. Perhaps I have the tool right in front of me. Ah, there we go. The gap wasn't just wide enough to get the cutters in. One more. There we go. Got one of these, which I'm going to use to there we go. And that goes on top of that. And it goes on one way around, and it's held in place with 4 MA8s, which are these little chaps here. 1, 2, 3, 4. actually tell you to paint it black underneath this, but I don't think it makes any difference, quite honestly, when you fit it. Quick swig of tea. Those two for the hinge. Them in the holes, so we get it lined up properly. There's one. The hinge, according to the diagram, will go it's in place. Get the other one in place now. It's gone in easy. There we go. That hinge is there now, ready for the door, which will go on there. I'm not going to fit the door just yet, because at this particular stage I'm going to think about fitting all of these parts. So I'm going to do a little bit of gluing and a little bit of faffing about with these switches, and you'll join me back again in a minute. You join me back where I've fitted my little bracket. Hopefully you can see, and the three items don't foul the door when it shuts. That'll be the boom control up and down, that's the beer on off switch, and that's the beer USB connection. And they'll fit nicely in there like that, and the door will go on the front. That's worked lovely. The way I've arranged it, that goes down the back of the truck, and those two goes to the front of the truck. I know I haven't got the door on yet. Let's just get the bottom two screws on to hold that in place. Uses a couple of standard 3/8. Wrong screwdriver. I've held that internal panel in place with double-sided tape, likewise the beer USB, in case there's ever a problem with it, and the two switches obviously just use knots to hold them in place, so they're all removable. And there we go. So let's get the door on the front while we're at it. First thing we have to do is put this little screw in here, which is the magnet keeper. You might not need to put it all the way in. We'll just fix it up and see. And this on the outside he uses another 2 ME4s, and those screw straight into there. Okay, we can do that this way, can't we? Makes life easier. Just put something underneath the back of it to hold that back end up a bit. I'm going to use that. It's metal, I might scratch it. Just get it where I want it, which is there. Go for my first screw. Here we go. See, gingerly does it. Try and get it in straight. And that's anything but straight. At least while it's in position, I'll just get the other one in. Okay, that one's going in straight. The one in straight, we can do the other one. Come on, my beauty, stand up properly. There we go. That's better. Neither of those screws are in far enough yet. Crikey, they're going a hell of a way just for holding a door in place. Makes you wonder if they'll come through the front, but they haven't. Are they tight? Certainly in line. As tight as they're going to go. And there's your door. You'll be able to control the boom from in there as well. That actually completes stages 34 and 35. This is stage 36. I've taken out the parts that I need for it and all the screws that I need. First thing I've got to do is I've got to fit this tank on the side of here. You will need to have that cap painted sort of a milky blue colour, which is the AdBlue tank. So first things first, we need to just do these screws for here. These are very, very small. They are ME2s. It's these little small but long items. And they have to have the very small washers on the outside first. So there's a small washer. There's one. They slot into there. So I'm just going to start by doing this. do those up roughly. Find my little spanner to go on the back. There we go. There we have it. Next thing we've got to do is connect this to this. And these are held together with just two MA12s in the outer one, those two. That'll be a bit easier. Try and get the two halves seamlessly together to make the tank. There we go. Nice one. That's come together well. We have this item here, just to glue in there. I'm just going to put a little drop of, excuse me, a little drop of glue on there. Super glue this is. I'm just going to use a cocktail stick, which is here. Just spread it around the outside. I don't want it everywhere. And that's going in just there, like that. Like that glue. We now have another couple of pieces to fit, this being one of them, which is going to go here. There should be two holes there, which there are, for that to go onto there. Okay, let's see where those are. Washers and MC3s, 2B8 self-tappers. So two of these. Two washers. These washers are incredibly small. Come on. On you go. That's got it. Now somehow you want to get that down there. I am going to just try a little trick to stop the washer from dropping off. I'm just going to put a little bit of grease on the screw. Don't need a lot. Should hopefully stop it from going anywhere. Or I'll just drop that down into there. Number 1 done. Whoopsie daisy. 3 ton of grease. There we go. And then last but not least, we have another 2 of these screws which are going to hold this plate in place. It's sort of a scraper plate. Let's just see that we've got it the right way around. That will go on like that. In there and in there. They're quite long screws. So put a little bit of grease on the end of it to just make it easier for them to go into the holes. That one's going in. Doesn't want to go on the end of my screwdriver, there we go. That one goes in there. Not per day. Apart from the blue paint on there, which I'm going to do next, that is section 36 complete.